and welcome to Logan Sounds Off, where I talk about books, music, and a whole lot more. I'm your host, Logan Kelly. Hello and welcome back to Logan Sounds Off. Today I'm doing another album review, but today's is going to be Portishead, Roseland NYC Live. I got this a little while ago and I really love Portishead myself. I think they're a brilliant band, but live they're outstanding. My favourite album still remains though Dummy by them, their first album, but no, this is an amazing album. I'm starting off with a great song called Humming. The eerie hum and brass stings that fade into the strings are brilliant, but still they have a creepy vibe about them. I never really understood Portishead fully because they're so different in comparison to other bands, and one of the reasons is because they can be very eerie and sometimes a bit creepy. The voice and the breakbeat that's being mixed in the background complement each other really well. And the thing that I like about the music is that it's the thing that I like about the voice is that it's delicate, quiet, and high. That's why I actually love the vocals in all of Portishead's stuff, because it's so nice. It's so soft, and I really like that. And then next is Cowboys, which is a big hit for Portishead, massive. But no, Cowboys, the chord changes in the song are very interesting, and the sharp, nearly, you could describe them like pangy. The sharp pangy guitars and the drums mesh together very well, and the scratching mid-break are both appropriate but unexpected, and I quite like that. This is a fun fact for you now. This was the first song on the album Portishead by Portishead. And the next song on this album, All Mine, was the second song on the album. So I think that's very interesting. So anyways, next, moving on to All Mine. The sample at the start is very interesting but brilliant. It's a brass sting looped as a sample, and then it changes a chord by the end of it because it's 4/4 time. And I love the brass throughout side A as well. I really like the brass. And again, the voice is it's good. Like, it's really good, but it's very eerie. But I quite like it that way. And then it goes into Mysterons. This is one of Portishead's more popular songs, and yet I don't like it as much as some of the others. My favourite song by Portishead is actually the next song. But anyways, it had some great sliding and some cool, scary ghost-like vocals. I'm not saying she was singing like a ghost, but the effects that were put onto it sounded like a ghost was singing, and I quite like that. But even though this is an iconic song, I do prefer the next song, Only You, which is my favourite on the whole album. So Only You, actually live, is amazing, but it also originally was on the actual Portishead album, Portishead. Now, the thing about Portishead is they actually, unfortunately, they only had 4 albums, and only 3 of them were studio albums, which is very upsetting. They only had Dummy, Portishead, and then Third. And there was a massive gap between one of them. Dummy was 1994, then Portishead was 97. Roseland NYC Live, that I'm reviewing at the moment, was 98, and then Third, their final album to date, was 2008. They have released singles since then, but no, that was their last album. So now, moving on, there is actually a lot of songs on this for a live album. And Portishead have had some longer songs, obviously not like some other bands who have insanely long songs. But no, then there was a song called Half Day Closing, which had great vocals and soundscapes at the start, actually. I never really speak about soundscapes that much. And then the effects and bass in it were outstanding. This is a great track because of these reasons. And this actually was the 6th song on the album. And the 7th is the last song on side B, which is called Over, which merges into Half Day Closing very, very well. And again, this is another song that was on Portishead. Actually, a couple of these songs were on Portishead in the actual album. Only You, Humming, Over, Half Day Closing, Cowboys, All Mine. That's 6 of the songs, so already more than half. And the rest were on Dummy, which is incredible, actually. But no, that song just blew me away. And then next was, after Over and Half Day Closing, there was Glory Box, which is Portishead's most popular song, streaming-wise anyways. And this was a very good song, and I think it was paired very well with Sour Times, which was the next song on that side. And Sour Times on Dummy was the first song that I ever heard, and I thought it was actually kind of sour. I never really got it. I was very bitter about it. And then the last side had Roads and Strangers, which was very chilled out in comparison to the rest of the album, even though the album was very chilled out. But no, the last side was very calm and relaxed about everything. And the tempo had slowed down significantly. So that was the last song on the album. Strangers, thought it was brilliant. So now, what do I think of the album fully? I'm going to give this album a 4-star, simply because they are brilliant live, but I feel like if they played a gig this year, I think it was the sound quality that did it for me. I found the sound quality a bit bad, but no, I think if they played again this year and let out a live album, which will never happen, but if they did, I think that would be actually very, very good. But no, I'm giving this a 4 because there are some songs that I felt like there was a lot of songs on Dummy that should have been on this. For example, Sour Times has been on it. It Could Be Sweet, Wandering Star, Numb, Biscuit. There are 4 great songs right there. But I was kind of disappointed they weren't on this album. Although, I think if you're new to Portishead, listen to Dummy first, then listen to this, then listen to the actual Portishead, their second studio album, Portishead. This is a brilliant album, and you should go out and check it out. Listen to it before you buy it, because it's some very abstract stuff. But no, thank you so much for listening to my podcast where I talk about music and books, and in today's case, I was talking about Portishead, Roseland NYC Live. Thank you for listening today. I hope you enjoyed this episode. You can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Logan Sounds Off. And if you have any questions or requests, you can email logansoundsoff@gmail.com.